guys, welcome to my channel and to today's video. My name's Debbie if you're new here, and we're going to be doing a drugstore get ready with me today. I've not played with any drugstore products for the longest time and just did a little bit of a super drug haul. They were doing 3 for 2 on everything drugstore, so just picked up some bits that interested me. I don't think any of them are new to the market, but they're all new to me, so I'm pretty excited to play with them. So if you want to see me create a full face of makeup that's all drugstore affordable and just have a chit chat to you and a catch up, then please keep on watching. Hey guys, just before we get into the video, just going to address the elephant in the room. I've got pink hair again. I didn't want pink hair actually. I went in to have a few red streaks put through the bottom of it. I wanted to keep it predominantly blonde, just some subtle red streaks. And something went wrong in the process when they were washing it off, and I could see the horror on her face when she took the towel off, and she said, "Don't freak out when you see it, but it's gone pink." And then when I did see it, it is literally pink, and it's predominantly pink on the back completely, and then still blonde on the top. So I don't know how I feel about that, but hopefully it will wash out reasonably soon, because I really didn't want to go pink again. I've done pink before, and I don't know, it kind of like limits what things that you can wear. I feel like I've got a beautiful coral lipstick to wear today, and I think it's going to clash a bit with the hair. I don't know, so we'll see how it goes. I've washed it today, quite a lot of the colour has come out. I'm hoping I can strip quite a bit of it out, but just gonna have to rock it. But I do feel like a bit of a rock star with it today, because it is, yeah, it's pretty colourful. Husband loves it, but I don't know whether I like it or not. I normally always want to go for these bright colours, and then when I do it I'm like, oh, I just wish I was blonde again. So I'm gonna have to learn my lesson, I really am, and just stick to like just being the blonde that I know and love, I think. But yeah, we're gonna be rocking this pink for however long it takes to come out. It's only semi-permanent, so around about 8 washes, I think, something along those lines, and it should disappear. My pink last time lasted about 3 washes, so we'll see. But anyway, into the video and the makeup, that's what you're here for. So I've got a few new products to try out, but I don't have a new base product. I'll just show you the things that I'm going to be using today. So I've got a new eyeshadow primer. Well, I say new, it's new to me, from GRWM. Also from them, I got one of their Tri-Baked highlighters, and I've been waiting to pick this one up for a long time. It's 3 different colours in it. So that's what it looks like. You can mix them all together or just use them individually. It's Silver Solstice is the colour. I just thought it was really pretty. I've also got from Collection Makeup a blush kind of stick product. So I'm quite interested to try that. Not ever really done cream blush, so I thought that was an inexpensive way to test out if I like that. I also bought this, which is by Revolution Patricia Bright. It's one of the face palettes. There's 3 of those in the line. This one's Moonlight Glow, and looks like this. I like the tin packaging of these, and particularly thought that bronzer contour shade could work for me. Probably won't be using the blush or highlight because I've got the other blush and highlight things to use. Also got the Revolution baking powder in translucent. It looks very pinky toned for a translucent powder, but I never really try new powders, so just thought I'd try one from the drugstore. And as I say, I've got this Coralie Lipstick as well, and this is by Max Factor. I never hear anyone talking about Max Factor on YouTube, but this one's in the shade Bewitching Coral, but I thought the packaging just looked very Estee Lauder. It looks quite nice. It's reasonably expensive for drugstore. That was like £9, but yeah, so they're the new things I've got to try, and then I'll just be using things that I already have for everything else. So let's get started. So keeping it drugstore, I'm going to use the Lottie London All About That base foundation. Had this one a while. I really like it. It's in the shade Ivory. I don't mind a stick foundation actually. I think they can look really, really pretty. They're not very long lasting, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm only going to take this off after, so it doesn't matter too much to me, but they do break up on me a little bit. The shades are way too light since I've got a little bit of colour, but that's okay because we can bring some life back with some bronzer. So yeah, I had my hair done on Friday. Today is Monday. I'm just filming this before work, and I had it done Friday afternoon. I've washed it for the first time today. I thought I'd leave it to to just settle a bit. And she said, oh, it'll probably come out all over your sheets and pillowcases, but it hasn't, so I don't think it's going to leave as quickly as I perhaps want it to, but we will see. I'm going to need a double layer of this just to give me the level of coverage. I don't like full coverage, but I do want a bit more coverage than that. It's not really covering at all. Probably because I forgot to put any moisturiser on before we started, so it's not moving around very well either. I always forget a step somewhere along the line. So yeah, I had the hair done on Friday, and then Saturday I had my brows done for the first time since lockdown began. So I'm really super happy with that. I've like got my little arch bit back in that I like to have there, and it just makes it so much easier to fill them in. And I've had them coloured a little bit darker than I usually do, but oh, it just makes doing your brows so much simpler once they've been waxed and tinted. I go to the benefit counter in House of Fraser, which is our department store. As soon as they sent that email saying that they were doing appointments, I was like the first one there. They opened at 10 o'clock. I was the first appointment. Right, just going to conceal with the Concealing Hydrate by Revolution. I have bought a new concealer, but I'm saving it for another video because I'm going to do a full face of a particular brand that I've been buying lots of things from, but I won't spoil that video today. I'm only really concealing to get rid of the dark circles under my eyes. Although that face is looking like white as a ghost, I think it's going to be alright once we've got some contour in there. I'm going to use the Revolution Fast Base Stick Foundation in F11 as contour. And the shade looks like that. Because we're going to be doing cream blush as well, I thought I could do a little bit of cream contour. It's a bit of a warm shade really for contour, but I think it'll be alright. I've got a bit of a bronzy bit of hair as well. Oh, this is going well today, and that is way too warm as contour, but we will sort it out. I'm just going to really try and blend that in. Actually, the more I'm blending it out, it's looking better, I think. Ignore the bit that's in my hair, then we're alright. So now we're going to go with this Speedy Blush by Collection. It's in the shade Tickled Pink, but it doesn't look very pink at all. It looks kind of a, I don't know, peachy shade. I've just applied a bit to my cheeks. I'm just going to use my Certify brush just to buff it in a little. That's pretty though. And that was quite fast and easy. I think it's quite a subtle peachy pink colour, but you can't go too far wrong with it. It blends really nicely. Can't remember how much it was, but I think it was only about $3.99, something like that. I feel like my cheeks have got a bit of a sunburnt glow going on there. Right, so we're going to take some of this translucent baking powder. The only thing is I hate the sifter cap, so I'm going to use the cap from my Kat Von D one, just put some into that, because I like to smush my brush into the cap. And I think just powdering over the top of those cream products will kind of like calm them down a little bit. And then I might be able to use the blush that came in that Patricia Bright over the top. This powder's very mattifying from the powders that I normally like. Well, I suppose it is meant to be a baking powder. I just wanted to try it. I'm going to go with this face palette. I'm going to use this bronzing shade, which is just called number 2. They're 1, 2 and 3. Very, that's got a scary amount on that brush. That's worrying me. Oh, it's not too heavy though. Doing a bit of that around my hairline. But my colouring's coming back. I'm not a ghost anymore, so that's good. Actually, although that looked really scary on the brush, it's actually quite a nice shade for me. So I'm going to try that peachy blush as well. I know Revolution face products are pretty pigmented, so with a light hand. feel like that's definitely taken away the pinkness from that blush and turned things a bit orange though. Probably should have left it alone if I'm honest. For highlight I'm just going to swoosh the whole lot together I think. I'm going to use my Kaleidos H1 brush. Oh, that's pretty. That is pretty. It's got that pinkness to it that I like. Oh, I like that. I think for a drugstore highlight that cost about £5, that is not bad at all. So for brows I don't have a drugstore product. Going in with the Infinity palette, Cigar. Always use my Linda Hallberg palette for my brows. I can't help it. I just love the way it looks. And I won't need to do very much. It shouldn't be too boring or take too long because, as I say, they've already been tinted. So I'm just filling in just a few more hair-like strokes really, just to intensify them just a little. That was a crazy thing when I went to have them done. She's like, normally she fills them in afterwards, so like she's done the wax and the tint, and then my brows are fairly sparse, so they need a bit of help, and she normally just like puts a bit of powder in them, or just like the brow mascara, and she just like went to the till for me to go and pay, and I was like, oh, you're not going to fill them in? And she's like, oh, I'm not allowed to put makeup on you, we can do the brows but we can't put a tint on them. I suppose it's because you're dipping into the same pot of powder for every customer. Probably they're not allowed to do that anymore, but that just felt really weird, so I went out kind of with them looking a bit strange because, as I say, they're quite sparse if they're not filled in. And then when I was at the lakes, which is where I went, our little shopping centre, I decided I'm out now, I may as well like do a bit of shopping, which honestly I've not been doing because I don't enjoy wearing the mask, but I'm getting on with it now. I've just decided that this is life, and if you don't start getting out there and doing things, you're going to waste the life you've got sitting inside worrying about something that may never happen. You've just got to be careful. So yeah, so I've taken a whole new approach to it, and you know what, by the time I've been in about 2 shops I forgot about the mask altogether, and I bought 4 pairs of earrings and accessories, 70% off. I got these ones, which they're the perfect kind of ombre colour for my hair. Look, I thought they were amazing. Yeah, I've got some really nice ones. Accessories do the best earrings. That's where I get a lot of mine. Always wait till they're 70% off though, because they're not cheap ones for costume. Like some of them are £30 for costume jewellery at full price. I got 4 pairs, paid £16. Quite happy with that. And I bought a new t-shirt and some more makeup in Boots, which I'm going to show you soon in another video. Yeah, had a nice half a day just mooching around on my own, and then I saw some towels that kind of sparked this whole gonna decorate the spare room thing, and I ended up buying those, and they're bright orange with like almost like a grey cheetah kind of spot on them, and they've got like a gold cheetah emblem. They're by Bieber. Bieber has a range that they do in House Fraser. They're gorgeous. So I'm going to do the room themed around these towels. And if you don't know and you're not watched my previous Get Ready With Me's, we've been decorating. We did our own bedroom recently. I'll pop up a picture of what it used to look like up there for you. And then I'll just, while I'm doing my eye base, I'll just run a bit of video that I've done of the room, just so you can see what it looks like now, because I'm so proud of it. We've got a new floor down, new curtains, we repainted the furniture, just looks incredible. So it's kind of inspired me to do every room now, because once you do one, everything looks a mess and you need to start like catching the others up. Right, going to go in with the Lid Lock Primer by GRWM. It says it's the ultimate solution for smooth, crease-proof eye makeup that stays fresh all day and night. We'll see about that, because there's not many eyeshadow primers that don't crease on me. So it's one of these tubey ones that you just squeeze out. I've had a quick look at it. I've not used it. And I think it's going to be a slight tint to it. It's really thick. It's hard to get out of the container. That's what it looks like on the brush. It's just Yeah, it's got no colour, it's like a wax. Don't know if I'm going to like it. It's very waxy textured. Smooth though. But it's not covering any of the redness on my eyes because it's completely clear. That's the trouble as well, when buying makeup at the moment you can't see anything, can you, properly? There's no testers for anything, so you're buying everything blind pretty much. For eyes today, we've got this to play with, which is reflecting horribly, but let's just open it up so you can see. It's by Pixi, and it's called Hello Beautiful English Rose, and actually there's some highlights and blushes in this as well. It's a palette with both in. Don't love the packaging, it's very plastic. You've got face shades across the bottom, but it was quite cool toned. I've never really, well, I haven't tried any Pixi eyeshadows before, and just fancied to try them out. There's a couple of nice tones. I like the look of this one and the lilac-y one, so it's predominantly a neutral palette, but it just spoke to me. There was a third off of all Pixi, and I just thought, just give it a try. I suppose you could call Pixi Drugstore, I don't know, but so I'm going to very much go in with that lilac shade through the whole of my crease area as kind of a transition, which barely shows up on my skin tone at all. Yeah, there's no pigment really showing, is there, for me, but it is setting that primer down. Very, very soft and pastel-y, not the most pigmented. Going in with a Morphe 321, and I'm going to go in with that deep chocolatey brown shade. I'm going to try and build some intensity in my outer V and into my crease a bit. Even that looks a lot softer on than I expected it to. But what I would say is that they're laying down really nicely and blending themselves pretty much. So if you're wanting something that's really quick and easy to do, I think they're that. If you're just wanting to look for work or whatever, or you just want to basically lay that lilac-y shade in the crease and then just a little bit of outer corner intensity, like you could almost leave it like that, and it's blending really nicely. We of course are not going to leave it like that, because that's not what I'm all about on my channel, is it? I do like to have quite a lot of intensity in my looks, as you know. Yeah, I don't hate it actually. I picked this up because it's quite cool toned, and I love a cool tone palette. Whenever I see one, because they're quite rare I think, I'm always a little bit intrigued to try it. And the outer packaging was pink and sparkly, and that kind of spoke to me, because we all know I'm such a packaging person. Honestly, I'm not mad at it actually. I think it's one of these that's like a real buildable formula, which I think most drugstore eyeshadows are like that. Like, they're not the bam in your face pigment of the indie brands that I know and love, or Anastasia or anything like that. They are more of a, say, buildable, workable sort of formula. That's not necessarily a bad thing, as long as the results end up looking nice. Just going to take that shade onto my lower lash line as well. It's starting to get very warm in this beauty room again. Oh, I'm so ready for fall, autumn, whatever you want to call it. I am so ready. It's like, it's not like the weather here is nice really, because it's blowing a gale a lot. So sitting out in it's not really much fun, but it's still really warm and I'm just over it now. I've been ordering some Halloween kind of themed palettes. Got one from Peachy Queen coming, we're all mad here, and it's got all those greens and oranges and greys and just purples, all of those sort of Halloween kind of themed colours, and I love all that kind of thing, so I can't wait. Never tried Peachy Queen either. Just going to keep with the same brush, but I'm going to go in with that more caramelly one just to blend above. Like a dusty taupe, I suppose you might say. I think that will help with the blend process because I'm not very good at blending, so anything that helps with that is always good. this palette does not have is a pale kind of bone shade to blend out with. So I think what I'm going to do is use the brush we started with. It's still got a little bit of that lilac shade, and I'm just going to tap a little bit more onto that just to use to blend a little bit. Right, going to go in with that shade there. None of these have got shade names. It's like a red gold kind of shade. I think it's going to be nice. Of course, NYX is Drugstore, so we're okay using this. How can we not? Don't want this to look like a cut crease, so we're just going to just liberally dab that on though. So I do want a bit more of a blended, softer kind of look today. I'm going to use the Hallberg 303 to pick that up. I think that'll be a good brush for this, and I'm going into that shade. In the pan it looks quite reddish. On my eyes it's quite coppery brown. That's unusual. Honestly thought that was going to be more red than it is. I'm going to put that on the outer part. I'm not hating how this is coming together actually, and I thought these are going to be very subtle and not really me, and actually it's coming together quite nicely. And where we're getting up into the crease there, I'm going to kind of blend that shimmer into the crease just a little bit. Just circular motions just to buff it in a little. As we move on to the inner part of my lid, I'm going to go in with this shade here. That one's quite bright and vivid. This palette's surprising me, because that looked kind of dusty pink and it's quite bright. Just going to blend backwards and forwards in the middle here, just so we can try and get a bit of a blend between those two shimmers if we can. And then again I'm taking that shimmer slightly up into my crease as well. Have you guys tried much from Pixi? I've got one of their highlighting duos and I bought it and didn't like it to start with, and then I started to use different brushes with it and different techniques, and it's almost like once the top layer of it had gone as well, it seemed to like become better, and I've become quite obsessed with it. It's one of these that when I don't know what highlight to use, it's one that I'm always gravitating towards. I think it's because it's small, there's two options in there, and it's just always in my kind of everyday drawer, just easy to grab for. So I do enjoy that one. So I think this palette should have been £24, and they had a third off in Boots on Pixi, so £16 to get 12 eyeshadows and 3 highlighters. Even if I don't use the eyeshadows much, I thought it was worth it for the face products anyway, but I just thought it'd be fun to try these eyeshadows. I'm just going to take a bit more of that lilac-y shade we started with, just to help with this blend on this inner corner here. Honestly, this bit always gives me the most trouble. It always kind of, everything sticks there. I think I'm getting better at it. I think we should try one of these face products as an inner corner highlight and down here highlight, and I think maybe the pinky one is going to go with the look. So they're quite pretty. For waterline, I'm going to go in with a ColourPop cream gel liner in the shade Boots. Not Drugstore, but affordable. Just put a little bit more life to the look, I think. Okay, so that's the look to this point. Quite subtle, kind of pinky purpley, not hating it. Just going to hop off camera for the finishing touches. So a little bit of Epic Ink Liner by NYX for a wing. A non-drugstore mascara because I don't like drugstore mascara, and I'm going to apply this lipstick as well, and I'll be back with you to show you the finished look. Okay guys, here's the finished look. And I really like how it turned out. I'm going to run through some of the products and just give you my thoughts, anything that I bought new for this video anyway. But I'll start with the lipstick. This one by Max Factor. Mine's in the shade Bewitching Coral 055. It's really, really nice. It's got a kind of balmy texture, a little bit of gloss to it but not too much, so quite a creamy lipstick. Feels really nice on the lips, and it's got kind of like that candy sort of smell to it. It's just really nice. So yeah, eager to pick up some more of those. So yeah, I think I found a new favourite from the drugstore. Okay, onto the eyeshadow palette. Well, they're not the most pigmented. They blend really nicely. They're not a typical Debbie purchase, I guess you would say, but because it is a cool tone neutral palette, it attracted me and I just wanted to try more products by Pixi. I'm not sad I picked it up because I think it's really good value to get the 3 face products, which you can use as inner corner, you can use as highlight. That one would probably be a glowy blush on me. And there's quite a good mix of mattes and shimmers, all cool toned. So I think it's a little bit different for the drugstore to do, and yeah, good value as well. They do take some building up, of course. They're not bam, pigment in your face kind of thing. But if you're looking for something as an everyday palette that's quite easy to work with, that does your work appropriate kind of looks, I don't think you can go too far wrong with it, particularly not if you can pick it up if you're in the UK. They're still doing the 3rd off, so £16. So depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for bright, colourful makeup, then it's probably not going to be for you. But I don't mind some neutrals as long as I kind of spice it up a little bit and work with it in my own kind of way, and had quite a good time using it actually. The eyeshadow primer, the Lid Lock primer, not my favourite, but it didn't crease. That's the one thing I would say. The only reason it's not my favourite is I like a little bit more pigmentation to cover my redness. I've got quite a bit of redness on this inner part here of my lid, and this didn't cover it. But then again, the shadows have gone on really nicely over it. It's quite a waxy sort of feel to it, but it's not sticky or greasy at all, and it didn't grab the shadow too much. I think I need to play with it a bit more to form a full opinion on it, but yeah, I don't know at the moment. Give me a bit of time and I'll play with that some more and let you know. The Speedy blush stick, I think this is quite cool actually. I think if you're looking for something on a hot summer day that you can just kind of just flush your cheeks with and just blend it out a little bit, I think it's an easy on the go product, and yeah, quite enjoyed that. I think I kind of covered it too much with other products and you can't see it now, but yeah, quite enjoyed it. The powder, not really keen. I think it's a little bit heavy. It is a baking powder, that's what it says it is. I used it very sparingly. Don't like the packaging. It's, I don't know, cheap plastic packaging without a lid to pour it into, but I will use it just to like set under my eyes because I don't use too much powder. So I think if I was baking with this, it'd look like crepey and yeah, not very nice, but not my favourite thing. The Patricia Bright Face Palette, that was okay. I think the bronzer colour, very pigmented. Don't take too much on your brush if you're my colour. This was the lightest one. They did 3 different colourways and this is the lightest, and even then that's quite a heavy bronzy contour shade. It's quite warm, so looks cool in the pan, and then when you get it on your face it is quite warm, so it's definitely a bronzer. I think that's a pretty shade. Never really that keen on Revolution's highlight formula. I think they're quite dusty, chalky, not the best. Didn't try it today, but I really bought it more so for those 2 shades. I like the packaging though. I always like it when they use the tin packaging. I think my favourite thing of today is the Baked Tri-Blend Highlighter from BadGalBang. BadGalBang just kill it, I think. I think they've got some of the best products of the drugstore. Said it several times. I seem to be the only one that raves about BadGalBang, but I just think their eyeshadow, liquid eyeshadow holographic toppers are fantastic. This highlight's good. Their eyeshadow palettes, like their Wildlife collection or the new neon one that they brought out. They also have a nude kind of neutral one as well, which I haven't picked up, but all of their eyeshadow palettes in kind of like the square format that I've tried have been fantastic. And yeah, their eyeliners are good. I've got some of their high vis eyeliners, so definitely my top tip at the moment if you're not wanting to spend too much money. BadGalBang have some amazing deals as well. They put together some bundles with like a makeup bag and you can get like £60 worth of products for £20. Like, I don't know how they're doing it. It's probably just because they're moving from one season to another and they want to just use up those products, but it's a great chance to try out a few of their products if you want to. and quite often Boots or Superdrug have them on 3 for 2 as well. And your girl loves a bargain, you see, so this is what gets me attracted. I never really go for the packaging from drugstore products. Again, this is kind of cheap, nasty packaging, but the product inside is pretty good. But I think my standout 2 things from this video would be the lipstick for sure. Definitely want some more of these in different colours, and the highlight. So hope you've enjoyed watching and seeing me create a look with some different things that I don't normally delve into, and just using a bit more affordable makeup. I like to mix up my content a little bit so you're not just seeing all indie or all higher end, that there's something for everybody. So I hope you appreciate that, and I hope you've enjoyed watching. And if you're new to my channel and you're not yet subscribed, then I'd love to have you. But other than that, guys, hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are, and catch you in the next video. Bye guys.